Good morning, everyone. My name is Yves-Mary Fontin. I was born and raised in a little town they call Petit Goave in Haiti. I'm a former teacher from Haiti, and I'm a cultural facilitator. I feel so proud to say I'm a member of World Seed, a non-profit organization that brings up amazing things in New Jersey. It's a pleasure to be here today to celebrate diversity and poetry at Words Around the World in the great city of Paterson. Words Around the World is a part of World Seed and Paterson Poetry Month lineup, which features a variety of poetry programming throughout October, and it's celebrating the power of words and fostering community engagement. Poetry is so powerful. It's clear that even during the government shutdown cannot stop us from doing what we love the most. Standing before you today means a lot to me. And I would like to say thank you to all my families and friends from PPF, team, and World Seed and Operation for giving me the honor to host this great event for a second time. Also to be one of the poets featuring in your program. Today we are all together at the Paterson Museum to celebrate words, to celebrate poetry, to celebrate tolerance, to celebrate true democracy, to celebrate acceptance. This program should remind everyone here in this room and everyone who will be lucky to watch this video on the internet. We were born to live together with respect for one another. The Soul African reggae musician, lucky to be saints, different scholars, one people. And this morning, I would like to say loudly, different languages, one people. World Seed and Corporation is a non-profit organization that uses the to inspire. The organization offers a variety of programs and services, including writing workshops, poetry slams, and public readings. World Seed is committed to creating a space where everyone can feel safe to express themselves through the reading world. The power of words that we are doing today. Words have the power to change the world. They can inspire, motivate, and educate. They can also heal and comfort. The power of words, so much is a celebration that we use also with our youth people. So this morning, we don't really know the best way to welcome you to our Words Around the World for this year, 2025. Once again, welcome in your house. Put your hands together for yourself, please. And the first person I'm going to bless the microphone for us this morning. And a lot of you are going to have to forgive me this morning because with my Asian Creole background, with my French background, I might mess up your name a little bit, but bear with me, help me understand it very well. My sister, we're going to call my sister Amira Shabazz. She's the founder and facilitator of When Women Speak. Can you put your hands together for her, please? And she has the last anthology ready. You can purchase it online. You can contact her to buy Whisper Shot. Put your hands together once again for our sister, our friends, Amira.
We're in the section for the Paterson Poetry Fest that are words around the world. So where do I fit in? My background is I'm an American of Caribbean descent. And even beyond the Caribbean, a part of the African diaspora, my family comes from those people that were taken from Guinea-Bissau, which is lower Senegal on the west coast of Africa. So the poetry today, I'm going to talk about my returning to West Africa and what I felt as an African American, not always knowing my place here, or feeling what we call the orphan syndrome, because we didn't really know our history was taken from us. And then if I don't run out of time, which I have my timer here, I'm going to venture into today's news, which is the peace treaty in Palestine, because I am a part of the Muslim community as well, the Islamic community. Cornrows, 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 Ethiopia or Didi, Shuku, Yoruba, it knows its home. Demi drums, whoopie dance, boot tapping, foot stepping from Soweto's belly. I Zulu, 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 Dembe has a body hard as wood, deep in tone, void of the burn of the sun. It beats in hearts, even when they be apart. Follow the melody, follow the melody, follow the melody. It will lead you home. Bongo, Congo, ebony keys slide perfectly next to ivory. Gumbo, jumbo, jazz, jive, juke. I like the sound of your voice. Your voice is a magic thing. Sun and rain and poetry flooding in my memory. But all I can remember is how you got over that big river with amazing grace and cured your blues with natural rhythms. So I like the sound of your voice, your name. I think of revolution and blues and the many hues of us. I like the sound of your voice. I hear the melodies of flutes and harps. I'm obsessed with your sound, your vibrations. I like the sound of your heart. I hear the thump of drums and hymns and hymn hums and heels of footsteps. I like the sound of your breathing, chest up, full with life and elation and life and living and hope and dreams. And I like the sound of you, my people. I like the sound. Mother, have you missed me? Have you hugged your womb and grieved me? How does a mother recover when her children go missing into the night and the clank of chains rattle the beat of hearts, losses to death and the unknown? 3.5 million golden crowns of glory gone into the mist. Tell me how. I have the blood, the umbilical cord was ripped and eaten, still staining my wisdom teeth with honor and knowledge of self-belonging, while the cells of my grandmother rest in my uterus walls, scraped off in ways that can be brought back to us in a two-way connection, direction into the future, from ascension from my grandmother's to my granddaughters, my daughters, the ascension. We carry the cells into the future, germinating in population through wind. See, they can't really kill us. They can't. We were planted into grounds before time. Even if the soil be dry, it is never barren. All our souls met and kissed the Creator's knowledge, knowing ourselves and others before flesh housed us. How dare they think we would not recognize home? Long for it, grieve for it even. This orphan tongue lies flat from excavation. It's missing the shape to speak its true language, unaccepted from the hate that was given. But my cells and my skin and my womb and my very soul bears witness. Connect our DNA, connected. I am your daughter, Barman, Niger, Barman. Kiki is easier to remember. I am filled with the longing for home. I am obsessed with finding you, hugging your greens and your whites through my nostrils, giving the scent back to my olfactory nodules, blazing in the roof of my nasal cavity for 400 years, following the scent of, the smell of you, my people. I have found home. I want a gay lady rubbed against the earth to grab the scent in the feel of being born, tattered from this shore to that. Wrap me in a locker with no stitch. It will cling to my hips as it remembers me. The glue be us together again. Give me my name back. I am a mirror, bent, Fatima, bent, Mariam, bent, daughter of the earth, stitched to my guarded hand, adhered with the cells of the wombs which bore us inside each other, right here on this soil. Call me Naja, Ayaba, Aliyah, who has returned. Shura, my given name from the milk of the house of people. See my scars. I'm orphaned, no more. Mother, welcome me. Family, welcome me. I've missed you. I'm finally home. Home. And for my second piece, I'm going to go directly to what's current and the peace treaty. These poems were all written before the treaty, and I'm not so certain that, or how long it will last. So, I got a question. I want to know, does the sun shine in Palestine? I want to know, after you teach the children to count by pointing to the stacks of body backs, face down in grenade crumbled ruins, does the sun shine there? Growing maybe thorns but never roses. Can a thorn grow through the cracks in the crumbled concrete? Water for years by spilling tears. Can shadows move with the descent of the sun? Reflections waiting for moons. Can you teach the children to tell time by passing half moons, waning and waxing boldly out loud to cover the fiery booms? Does time not count when smoke clouds eclipse moons? Does the sun need to shine for life to continue to bloom? When the thorns loose, yellow rose petals grow to gray nostrils moistened by too much dust? Will the thorn know when it's time to prick and draw blood? Yellow petals wait for the sun for years, buried by life with too many salty tears. Does the sun still shine in Palestine? I want to know. Free world, where are you? Free freedom, free life. I remember, mama, my thoughts, my wondering. Oh, mama, why did you march? Mama, why did you march? Did you march on Washington? Did you sing praise Jesus songs and we shall overcome? Mama, were you quiet when they raised the gun against our sons, when they hosed them and wiped them with the fire from all the wild, strange fruit hung? Mama, did you march when the bombs dropped on Gaza? I thought it may have been Philadelphia. I remember Anne Frank in her diary like mine. Slaughters daily, gas and bombs. I remember from that little schoolgirl desk, thinking, how could the free world rest? I remember them white dresses painted with red droplets of church girls' bloods, baking people like a turkey in the breast. I remember guns drawn over open grounds, filled with lives going on. I remember all was still, until the baby under the mama's breast quaked the ground with life, and she was the only one left. Did you sip your coffee or tea and say, thank God it wasn't me? Somebody's mama, did you march? Holding flags of country lines and solidarity, burnt fringe edges, soiled with hate. I hold a flag. Where's my fate? Did you march? Did you lay your rifle down in pastures filled with baby's breath? Tell me, were you silent, and for how long? Is this a human story? Desensitized to those who hold the guns, who taught the hate, until it's hate you give that teaches worlds to bleed. Tied black boys, shot in backs, brown boys, blown apart. Colonizer faces cheering, thinking, saying, well, maybe they deserve that. Tea tastes a little salty. I'm gonna get on my knees and I'm gonna thank God it wasn't me. It wasn't me. My lips were sealed when the toy boy soldiers marched on the country lines, wearing guns the size of baby brothers. Warlords killed their mothers. Tell me, did you march? See my womb be massacred. Each pearl egg I dropped be a threat to what was taken, murdered. marginalized, crucified, never set free. I had the hardest time understanding how Rwanda could tell between black skin, and tags. Who was me and who was you? Who to name an ethnic cleanse with skin like mine and blood the color of ethnic genocide? Did you march? Did you sit silent because the land wasn't yours? Did you spray lamb's blood over your door? Never ever will I understand how the story of David slew Goliath. It didn't end well. It caused selective amnesia in Gaza, where in all directions is a human prison. The gatekeepers with short memories hold the gun. I mean the bomb. I mean the freedom. I mean the freedom to oppress. I mean the people. I mean the children. I mean the indigenous. I mean the unpromised. I mean the slingshot holders, the rock throwers. I mean Jim Crow. I mean apartheid. It's all South to me. I mean unlearned colonization with history. I mean history is always now. I mean history will teach us how to march. Did you march? Who kills children? Who kills children while gangs march and death and melanated bloods whisper without regret? Not me. Not me. Not me. Too. God bless us. You need a mic, Yves?
Thanks, girl. I got two. Once again, I would like you to put your hands together for our friend, Vera. That was so good. If you are... Can you turn on the first one? That's it. If you are just arrived, we would like to say welcome to Paterson Poetry Festival. Yeah! All around the world. And we are so glad you are here. Like I said earlier, the rain, the government shutdown cannot stop us from doing what we love the most. Right. And the next person we're going to call is named Bob Variton. Put your hands together for Mr. Bob. He's a lifelong resident. Bob can be found on Instagram at Bob Photo. It's not his first time. I asked you to put your hands together for Mr. Bob. Look at that young
Thank you. I'm from New Jersey, so my words around the world have three short poems about New Jersey. The first is called Scenic Overlook at Garrett Mountain. This is a dangerous place to stand, hillside on Paterson in the descending dusk. In the view past the highway at my feet, in the horizon of the New York City skyline, I behold a dizzying sight. I see a housefly, a light on your thigh. It's 40 years ago, yet I can clearly see you languidly napping in our old bedroom, in a high-rise apartment miles away, through a window of space and time. So many years since you left my side. The housefly rubs its hands, possessed, plotting its next move until, shooting a flash by a dismissive twitch of your flesh, and decades disappear just as fast as cars on your way lean to the west. Like a Dutch sailor, I face to the east. Blinding orgasmic city lights, high ghosts that whisper among the vanished trees. I catch my breath on this precipice. Its wounds, like mine, dark and deep. 40 years later, cliffside in Paterson, I still watch you while you sleep. Oh. This next is about my hometown in Milford, New Jersey, and it explains explains why I love photography. My Instagram is at Yves-Mary, one word, and poetry. Things to do when you're invisible. I nursed a shaved ice at Kiwani's behind a cloak of invisibility. The Korean girl in her summer clothes stole the attention of the high school boy behind the counter after he dutifully took my order, shaped it, imbued it in red, preparing the first shaved ice I will ever try. Nobody cares. I am old. Everything around me is anime and new. I am an NPC in this game of boy meets girl. When I was a newbie, I thought invisibility, the ability to be willful without consequence, was the greatest superpower. I know better now. I tip my iPhone toward my bowl of bleeding, unfreezing ice. I take its photo, ensuring a focus on the melting of memory and mining the sublime. This is the superpower I have come to possess, ensnaring evanescence. When I take a photo, or when I write a poem, I activate God mode. Not only invisible, I am also invincible. I can stop time. Poem. Finally, a poem about New Jersey's most infamous resident in the Pine Barrens. This poem takes place in Burlington County, 1984. Driving up the Jersey Turnpike, skirting 1 million acres of acetic, sandy soil, and it's almost dry. In the passenger seat next to me, Hester closes her eyes, adjusts the halo embroidered atop her California Angels cap, and burrows under my leather jacket with a breathless sigh. Bright Venus and the rising sun combine to accent the needles of the pines lining the highway, casting shadows that flicker and tremble like my desire. I wish I might now make the sun stand still below that distant horizon. As if my car were a mason jar and I could punch air holes in the top and examine this curiosity named Hester in the seat next to me, lazily stretching her butterfly limbs. I would take my car in my hand and hold the both of us up to that faint and heavenly light. This tiny version of myself I am trying to preserve is me at my best, oblivious in young love, blissfully teased by the hand of fate, tentative knuckles resting lightly on my thigh, as if in Hester's lifeline I could divine our future together, as if I weren't the Jersey Devil in disguise. Oh.
Give it up one more time for Mr. Bob. Just before I call the next poet, we have our queen here with us. I just want her to come forward and just say hi.
Peace and blessings, family. Thank you for being here. This is the second annual Words Around the World, and we are delighted that you are here for this occasion. And I'm so glad for the government shutdown because I wasn't planning on rain. And so we wound up being inside. So God takes care of all the things. Thank you so much for being here. For those who don't know, I'm Selena Lachelle Queen. I'm the poet laureate for the city of Paterson and founder of Words Around the World and Paterson Poetry Festival and Paterson Poetry Month and the things. So thank you for following us if you can at Wordsleep Inc. And we'll be, that's on Instagram and on Facebook. And I would love for you to join us for workshops that are free this month at the new Lit Center. Did you know we opened a Lit Center? We opened a Lit Center. The Lit Center is at the Passaic County Weaselbrook Park. It is 794 Park Drive. And the cool thing about that is that it is the brick and mortar home for Wordseed Inc. And the cool thing about that is that you get to come there and write and have workshops and see all things that are related to cultural relevance for literary arts. Thank you for a few minutes before you. Let's get back to the poetry.
Thank you so much. The next poet we're going to bless us this morning, we're going to ask you to give it up for 5 Flo. We're going to bless our microphone this morning.
I didn't understand my name, so.
Okay.
You said you were going to do that, though.
Yes. Can you put your hands together for one, please?
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here today, especially because I was born in Jersey City, but raised right here in Paterson. Yeah. So I feel like Paterson is my hometown, even though I was raised, born in Jersey City. I rep P-Town all day. 10th grade here. Since we're in a museum, I brought you guys an artifact. I wrote this poem, 10th grade, John F. Kennedy High School. Families in Paterson. Families in Paterson mostly are the same. They're always looking for someone to blame. Everything seems so gloomy, sometimes bright. People constantly living in fright. Families in Paterson live in shame, and they know there's no one to blame. When do we get rid of all the junk? Maybe it's when we get rid of all the punks. All the garbage falling out the window, all the janitors look up and stare. What good does it do for me once it turns into a glare? I wish I could be a peacemaker. I would start by cleaning up all the garbage. I wish I could blink my eye so the families in Paterson can live above the normal, above the violence, beyond the nosiness, beyond the drama. Life for me is simple as can be, but life for others may not be. I really can't say life is that simple because the streets are hot. They're hot with drugs, they're hot with violence. When does it stop? When does it become simple? I guess it never does, because life here is just life. Maybe things will get better. Maybe everything that's bad will disappear. But until then, life is an enigma. I brought the artifact because I felt like it was relevant to times now. I've moved in and out of Paterson so many times. I'm back here now, and what I know now is writing things into our world. So here's what I would have wrote if I knew what I knew back then. Paterson Poetry Festival. If I knew what I know now back then, I am writing this now if it was rewriting the history, my mind and time, past, present, and future, all timelines meshed into one. Speaking in tongue, native languages, dance movements, written scrolls, ancient ancestors run through our veins. Estamos aquí porque la universe, estamos aquí por los mundos pasados, estamos aquí por la vida que vamos a vivir. En este tiempo, estamos aquí por el amor de las palabras que vibran en el mundo, que vibran en la naturaleza. Paterson está como tú lo dejes. Esta ciudad es una reflexión de tú, como tú te sientes, como tú te pienses, como tú acciones. It is time to be the change you want to see. Recoge la escoba, pick up the broom, clean up some parts and not for the accolades, because you are the change you want to see. You're taking the action, you're making everything looking amazing, all because you love yourself and thy neighbor. You're joining together. Guess what? We're bringing back community gardens, wellness centers, and we're doing community cleanups. But you know what? We should start with just you. Because every little thing you do We'll be together. You know, the youth are thriving, the arts programs are all around the town, one in each ward, and we come together as one monthly. Where is this at, you see? It's right here, right now. From my pencil to my paper, from my mouth to your ears, here is where it starts. We got gangs of love outside. Ain't no more gangs of violence. They're teaching self-love to the community, platonic love, romantic love, that being the love they wish to see. Liquor stores, there's a few of them left. Healthy food joints, there's all of them opened up. Chinese food stores, they closed down. No fast food restaurants, they closed down. We got plant shops, bookstores, yoga centers open up all around the community. It's all thriving because you think so. You know, thoughts are things. So let's get to it and make it happen. I'll leave you with this quote. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your character, because they become your destiny. So grab your pencil and your paper and create your world. But the way you start is with you, by looking in the mirror and saying, I love you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Brooke Stephen. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today and loving yourself. Be well.
Thank you for all those advices from your poetry, because we need them in Paterson. It's so sad sometimes, but I know things cannot stay like that. We hope for change. Earlier, our sister Amira recited a poem about names, giving my name back. And at the youth day also, there were a young lady whose name Damon that has a poem about her name. I was in shock because a couple years ago I put those lines down about names. I would like to read it for you before I call the next poet. Our names. The names we are giving do not necessarily define our destiny, or we are really the sense they have will end the same day we become ourselves by taking control of our destiny. They are simple version papers to fill in day by day. Our names are empty boxes. It's up to us to fill them with everything we wish for ourselves, our community, our family, our country. That's why at night, before we say good night, or in the morning, before we get outside, it's a must to ask ourselves, what legacy do we really want to leave behind in our reference book of life? Whether it's your first or your last name, it's up to you to painting the right letters, to spell your full name the way it's been nested in your dreams. The dictionary of your full name. Poem. We have a problem with the next poet we're going to call, because she's doing something for Paterson for free. When I say problem, it's not like problem. The problem we have, this person is taking too many photos. And she has a second problem. Everywhere, invite them and take them to visit. Put some hands together for Theta Pervis. I hope I said the name very well. We are so glad you are able to folks in Paterson today.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to bring people to see the falls as much as possible, because I like when you tell them and they're like, no. Yes, there's a waterfall here. It's so nice to be back in Paterson here, and I resonated so much with what I heard this morning, especially that history is now. I have said at other open mics that I found it really hard to write about what's happening in Gaza. The last demonstration I went to last weekend was a silent protest led by Jewish elders and members of Jewish Voice for Peace, many of whom, like me, were wearing t-shirts and stuff that said, "Not in my name." So I just want to speak that out, and when I was thinking about that here, I was like, well, maybe there's a poem about the silent march. You know, there was something very powerful about doing that with only drums, because Zion is screaming at you on the Upper West Side and how unhinged they are. And so I like what we've heard today about things being connected and history is now. So some of the new work that I've been working on is centering around gentrification in Jersey City, and about seeing one of these enormous new luxury condominiums that are going up everywhere. Live here now. In place of glass, thick plastic sheeting. In place of windows, in place of being able to see, white and tough, like a compromise and milky eye. The unfinished tower, every floor populated with plastic, affixed by a crew long gone. The empty spaces filled with sheeting, now slapping in a windstorm, each moving in and out, a breathy, urgent, thwarted unfurl. The plastic bulges, then collapses, 100 lungs. There's a thrumming in the air, like birds have pulled something off the land and taken flight en masse, a flocking in the sky. Or is it the sound of gathering waves? On the street beneath, there is a sense that we should be ready to run. The sound, could it be gathering boots rushing towards us? The soft boom of distant bombs? Some of us stop and look up at the building, naked concrete, as gray as the sky, the plastic moaning in the flat, 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 each sheet threatening to tear away. If I squint, this sky could be from a war zone, the sheeting someone's white flags. But who is there left to surrender? It's a battle, the fight against the people, always against the people. Their little homes with the old radiators knocking and banging, each new condo tower an outpost of $1 million destruction, plaster dust and marble countertops, so cold to the touch. Thank you. So I'm going to read a poem from my book that came out this year, The Red Strobe, which it has a lot of stuff about growing up in Jersey City, especially with a radical mom who was often a single mom, and this is a poem about her called The Beach Chronicles. I'm also trying to keep track of the time. Okay. The Beach Chronicles. She would stretch herself out on the sand like she owned the world, and the world loved her, and we loved it. Nothing ever went wrong at the ocean. I don't remember sunburns. She was free there, even with 4 children in tow. The water bottles were frozen, our cooler was packed. Her fried chicken and potato salad covered in paprika dust, filling the old, dented metal bowl. There was fresh fruit for later, peach juice dripping down our chins, and one icy green glass Heineken at the end of the day for her. The sun going down, the sand castles built, empires of the day drawn out to sea and fallen, our books and bodies coated in sand, our towels forever damp, the ocean quiet and warm. She'd pack us up for the drive home, and when they all fell asleep in the back seat, it would be just me and her, as it had been at the beginning. I'd peel back the black lid of her black coffee and hand it to her. I'd love her despite everything, and a deep satisfaction would settle over us. We drove back there after she died, a box of ash closed on my lap, my hand over the lid, a child's yellow bucket at the ready, and I waded in and set her free. I'm going to read you one more. That's it. I'm done. I'm not going to read one more, right? I'm off of time? Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Before I call the next word to bless our mic here, and I'm sure you are thinking like Poetry Month is a month full of poetry events. That is, where do I learn more? You can visit PatersonPoetryFestival.com to find the calendar of events. You can also follow WordSeed on Instagram or on Facebook. You can watch our event on YouTube and get update of all the events we have during this month. Events are currently all month in various locations, including writers workshop that can help you become a better writer. Check out our website for details. I'm sure you are also thinking, WordSeed is doing great things. How can I help? Well, being here today is a great thing. It's the best first step we can do. The way you can help WordSeed is you donate to our initiative. You can do this by visiting the website, again, that is Paterson Poetry Festival, or you can scan the QR code that we have at the entry, and you can help us to do better in this community. Our next poet for this morning. Also, there is something I would like you to learn. Some people are too quiet sitting, just looking at me. When I say PPF, can you just say Paterson Poetry Festival? PPF?
Paterson Poetry Festival.
I think you can do better. PPF?
Paterson Poetry Festival.
Good job. You are some amazing student. But there's the second line I would like you to learn. When I say October is, you're going to say Paterson Poetry Month. Easy, right? October is
Paterson Poetry Month.
Good job. And the next word we're going to call is Hugo dos Santos. He's a translator reading his own work today. We'd like you to put your hands together for our brother Hugo dos Santos.
Hey, can you hear me okay? Yeah. Thank you for having me. Thank you to the organizers. I'm thrilled to be here. I need to do this. I'm at this point in my life now. Can't read with the glasses, but I need to see your face. So, my new book, Reduction in Force, will be published this coming year. It is a Greek tragedy told in verse about sometimes the rejections are so absolute that I close the laptop and 5 minutes later, standing in the kitchen or the deck, my phone reveals some kind of generic version of the same message. I grant the light its mastery, its certainty, that when it comes to efficiency, not even it could compete with the cold, prompt delivery of an automated rejection email. There are places where light doesn't reach. A short one just to close this out. This one's titled Undoing. Despite the brief streaks of self-belief, a stubborn defeat pervades. Absent a job, absent a title, I want to declare a great undoing has taken place. And I don't know where to search for the bricks that once made up the house of who I used to be. My children sense what I have not told them. They do their best to soothe me. Before the morning coffee brewed, 2 little birds circle laughter from the kitchen to the living room. The older one observes from the couch, then approaches to grant me a silent hug. How do I teach them about the ways I started out to avoid? Which of my myths can I plant along their growing paths? Using the pencil, I draw a faint line between accountability and control. On one side and the other, I catalog everything I can remember to include. The lists are important things. Completed, they are longer than I expected. My birds play joyfully in the next room while I press on despite the distraction. Where was I while my undoing was happening? And who can help me understand what it is that I cause and what it is that I suffer? Thank you.
Thank you, Hugo. The next poet I'm going to call, I don't really cannot find the right words to describe this beautiful young lady. She's a young girl I can talk to my daughter to look at as a role model. She's a small dog lover. She's a proud Puerto Rican young lady. At WordSeed, she's our WordSeed youth ambassador. When I see her, I see fire. When I see her, I see life. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Isabel Cruz.
I just love words being here with everyone, but my timer is going. I'm screaming now. Love poem for the Puerto Rican. This is a Puerto Rican love poem, full of cariño and vapor rub and too loud whispering. The Puerto Rican love poem is full of palcha or chinola or maracuya, whatever you want to call it, a cut-fruit love language learned from brusque ladies who say ay comida instead of the accurate apologies that unholy stick in their throat. Belly full of unlearning, quieting the underside rumbling, the Puerto Rican love poem breaks generational curses, gives second chances, says, I'm sorry, says, I love you, says, we'll work through this. The Puerto Rican love poem is salsa dancing on one instead of two, soldiering on like a little young lord against an unbeatable foe. The Puerto Rican love poem loves hard, like a machete blade eviscerating coconut meat. Poem. So I'm sure you guys have all heard about the Bad Bunny Super Bowl match. So I'm going to kick it back to a poem I wrote when he did the CBS Grammys opening performance, all Spanish, and CBS captioned it, speaking in non-English. So, this is speaking in non-English for Bad Bunny. Survival. And with my last poem, this is where like the nonprofit job search site, they asked me to write a poem that was like, this day. This is as close as I got. What will you do when the war is over? 1. There is no revenge after the war, no wild, hot retribution. There are only families lying on their mothers' graves. Small hands sifting picture books from the rubble to rebuild worship brick by brick. Our teenagers seeing the ocean for the very first time, and embraces between people long thought dead, and starvation is just a star-etched memory buried like mortars beneath the satiated child's smile. 2. The best revenge will be children's laughter. Family trees like olive groves replanted, harvested by aged hands, gnarled bone digging to reach such gentle humidity. Tear gas canisters buried deep give birth to periwinkle, to wreaths in wild hair. New life not yet aware of the there before, weaving the fishing line over again, hooking the mouth of oil-slick scales, slicing through the water. 3. Gaze with me into these wild hot days where the empty heavens could almost melt into blueberry sorbet. There is nothing here for the taking that is not freely given. Here there is no wall, no graffiti prayer, hoping someone is listening. There are figs and fish and fresh illustrations lining the wall of the first grade classroom. What compassionate violence to be remade in the image of a child. Poem.
Thank you, Isabel Cruz. And I will never forget that name. The next one is our microphone. She's an author, playwright, poet, public relationship at Toastmaster. We would like you to put your name together for Mrs. Betty Stephan.
Able to stand before you to read some of my poetry that I'm writing. My poem is entitled Me. Money. Money. And material things are nice, right? Right?
Yes.
Right? Yes. Don't twist that into gold diggers' greed. I chase legacies, not handouts. I plant seeds. Hair is thick, wild and proud. Roots won't lay flat for anyone. Crown like a storm, power in every strand undone. Lips full, thick, juicy, real. Speak truth, not shame. Don't beg for approval or play your game. Don't dare reduce me. I'm not your word. Not your slur in the dark. Imprint of my love forever etched on your heart. Not your joke, not your hurt. Yes, I am the city, not your myth. I am a name, a soul, a fire you can't dismiss. Brown skin glistens, glowing against the ray of the sun. The chosen one. A warrior, a name, a soul. I am a beauty to behold. The next poem I'll be reading is entitled My Thoughts on the N-Word. Mr. Tom would lean back in his chair, whiskey on his breath. This here, my nigga. Now I walk the streets. Hear us say to us, you, my nigga. Love, pride, blood, sweat, tears left behind. But what is a nigga? High yellow, dark as me, don't matter. That neither are free. Whip turned to beat, chain became a vibe, N-word won't die. Why won't we climb out the shame? Dehumanization, degrading characterization, being called nigger, gave no permission to be enslaved. Take the pain, wear it like a chain, as the word morphs, shape shifts, crosses continents, discover black bodies to brand. Just don't understand. How do we dance to beats? Dark as the hole, in the hull of that ship, meant to desecrate our soul. Rapping lyrics which glorify being called nigger, saggy pants, smoking trees, hawking liquor, nothing to lose if we refuse to be anyone's nigger. Our name is not rooted in hate. Word not up for debate. Word not up for debate, sold not for sale. So speak like it's sweet, like it's yours, like it's cold. What's the obsession simmering in your obsession? poem. Thank you. And the next poem is entitled You. You are everything they pretend to be. In the dark, behind filters and masks, in borrowed skin and truth. Don't let anyone try to water down or rewrite your purpose. If they do, rebel. When God made you, there was no conference held. When backs turned, it became a stage for your rise. You should have thrown a thank you wave with gratefulness in your eyes. Never thirst for their approval, their applause, their yes. You were never meant to sit at small tables or less. People love you today, then ghost you tomorrow. That's just human nature, fickle in its essence. But you remain authentic, unmoved,